Man, do I love my wife. And I actually feel bad for those who have had bad marriages and bad experiences with their women. My experience could have been quite bad if I didn't change my ways, just as a fact. And look, we still argue. I mean, the other night she came home and she was being a little bit of a snot, and I said, look, babe, just relax. And, she settled down. But, it's not, everything isn't freaking peaches and cream. But, man, the stuff I put her through, and yet, anyway, so she took a job, by the way. Y'all might not know this, but she took a job at a local school, basically being a front office person, an enrollment specialist, I think is what it's called. And the reason she did is because she didn't like the short-term insurance that we were on. And as such, she's like, I just got to get a job for the insurance. And that's okay, because, we have private insurance, but it just wasn't all that in a bag of chips. It's quite expensive. We didn't get much coverage. Thanks, Obama. If you like our plan, you can keep it. Yeah, friggin' lion sack excrement. Friggin' all these guys, all politicians like that, dude. Just lying pieces of crap. If you like your plan, you can keep it. Anyway, Charlotte has a mom, with 4 children. She just wants to make sure, we have, especially when it comes to prescriptions and stuff. Charlotte's going from, it just is such a nightmare. So she goes, I'm going to get a job. And Charlotte is good at anything she tries, you know what I'm saying? Because she's very dedicated, very attention to detail, very thorough. The exact opposite of what I am. It drives her crazy. But anyway, so I surprised her. I brought her an Americano decaf from Dunkin', which we both like. And, they ain't cheap, but I brought it to her school. And, there's a book somebody had written. I don't remember what the book was. I read a long time ago. And it said, I knew he was in love because you see, he had a spring in his step when he was walking down the street, when he was going to his girlfriend's or his wife's house. I can't remember what the book it was. And I always said, man, I wish I had that. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had that. I never really had that until I met Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, I had girlfriends, and I had a couple I really, every now and again I think about it. So I wonder how they're doing. You know what I'm saying? But I never had where I had a spring in my step or anything like that. And you getting over here, buddy? Oh, okay. Even with Charlotte, we didn't have that at first. You know what I'm saying? Because at first when I started dating her, I was just such an idiot, man. And it was me. Absolutely. It wasn't her. It was me. Because I could never be content. I remember, man, I just could never be content. And then I needed more, and I don't know what more was. There's no answer to what more was. And for some reason, Charlotte stuck it out with me, man. And, obviously, quitting drink was the number one thing. I mean, I quit drinking. That changed everything for me, because it just all of a sudden made me realize, dude, you think you're all that in a bag of chips, but if you don't change your ways, you're going to be all that in a bag of chips all by yourself for many years to come. And I've always wanted kids, you know what I'm saying? And so you better change your ways. And I just, oof. And thankfully I did in time, because it was close, dude. It was close, you know what I'm saying, where she was, pack up her bags and on the way out. Not quite that, but it was getting there. And I don't blame her, you know what I'm saying? She's like, look, I don't want to marry some guy who doesn't want to move forward, you know what I'm saying? But just, when I walk into the school and I see her, just my heart flutters, man. First of all, she's freaking gorgeous. It just such a great woman. And, it brings a tear to my eyes, dude. You know what I'm saying? Just how much I love her and how much she loves me. And again, we don't see eye to eye and everything. We don't get along all the time. You know what I'm saying? I drive her crazy. She drives me crazy. We're just two different people, but we're partners in crime, and forever will be. And I can't imagine not having that. It's such a, it's just a thing of grace and beauty. And just going in that school, bringing her coffee, and seeing how happy she was, and introducing me to the lady she works with and stuff. Oh, look at all those crows, damn, eating a dead deer. Psycho life, baby. And I just feel bad. There are people who've been screwed by women, obviously people who are screwed by men, and I just feel bad for those people. I'm not sure what caused that to happen, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you were the cause if you got screwed. I don't know. I have no clue. But, I've been in my business a long time. I've heard a million stories about divorces happen. Talking to one lady, and her husband was just completely addicted to pornography, completely. You know what I'm saying? And I just, and then finally she said, I'm out of here. You know, there's no love, no, you know, there's no snuggling, if you know what I'm saying, and no friskiness, because he was completely addicted. And then when she finally said, I gotta go, he's like, no, I gotta. Then he told her, he said, I'm addicted to pornography and I have a problem. I'll fix it if you just stay. And she goes, whoa, and she goes, I can't. I've been doing this for too long, and there's just, I don't have anything else to give, if that makes sense. You know, his addiction, you know, day after day after day, she's slowly got away from him, and then she goes, I don't have anything else for you. It's, you know, her heart became hardened to him. She hardened my heart, ba-boom, boom. I'm gonna swallow my tears. And I was doing stuff like that with Charlotte too when we first were dating. You know, harden her heart with all kinds of stuff I was doing, drinking, you know, freaking all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And but there's just enough in there, just enough before she finally closed up the shop on your old buddy Josh. But it just had enough to open it back up and then make it less hard and more soft. You know, who knows? We'll be married another 20. This is our 25th year of married, and we were dating for what, 4 years previous to that. So this is, you know, we're going on almost 30 years as a couple. Will we be another 30 years? I don't know. God willing. You know what I'm saying? Only God knows, and I'm not God. I just feel bad, man. Like, and I was talking to this lady, her husband. You know, so that was one thing I've had other men who've told me their wife just up and left, like just up and left. Like what? Just up and left. You know, again, there's always a second side to every story. It's like, you know, you're just sitting there one day and your wife comes in and says, I want a divorce. I've had a couple people tell me that. I was like, I just can't imagine that, dude. You're sitting there thinking all is normal, and then the wife comes home, and again, I don't know what's going on there. Can you imagine that? Sucks. I mean, just how devastating that would be. You're sitting there, all's normal in your mind, and then your wife just comes home and says, all right, Timmy, it's been nice knowing you, but I want a divorce. I had a friend of mine from USA who's, and his wife was freaking drop dead gorgeous. And he wasn't a great looking guy, you know what I'm saying? But his wife was freaking smoking, nice lady too, smoking hot. Anyway, they went back to their high school reunion in Alabama or something like that. I forgot where it was. Her high school reunion. And I guess she had rekindled her relationship with an old boyfriend on Facebook, and she saw him at the high school reunion, and I guess they're, you know, playing goofy eyes or whatever towards each other, and then she left him, and they had 2 kids, and to go back with her high school fling. I said, damn, you know, so it's not just all men are bad and women. No, I've had instances upon instances of this stuff, and you're just like, damn, dude, like, what caused you, like, oh man, high school is so great, I want to rekindle it with some guy from high school. And it's just sad. And I don't know if he's remarried. I think he is remarried, actually. I think he did get remarried, and that's good. But it's just sad, dude, because you're like, man, you know, he had children, and he thought it was all good, and it wasn't. And not good enough, I guess, for her. And she goes, it's evil, man. Can you imagine just waking up one day and saying, I'm going to leave you behind, even if you got my kids, you're, you know, the father of my children? I can't imagine that. So you always hear about these stories, you know, you always hear about the negative. Very rarely do you hear about the positive, but the positive is there, dude. And I'm an example of the positive. Just going there today, seeing the look in my wife's eyes when I surprised her, man, you know, that's a look that you can't replace. You can't ever forget. It's just a blessing. It's just a blessing. So don't give up too quickly on your man. If you're a woman, your man's kind of like, you know, I mean, obviously if the guy's addicted to porn, he's not changing. Oh, I mean, we got to do what you got to do. If your man is drinking, he's beating on you, obviously you got to do what you got to do. If your wife is out there, you know, losing with, if that's the right word, frolicking with other dudes, I mean, I get that. You know, if your wife, I get all that. But at the end of the day, man, having a good woman is just, other than loving Jesus, I can't imagine, and your children, well, your children are part of a good woman, I can't imagine anything else that's better. And I'm just grateful to God and grateful to my wife. What a blessing it is. All right, God bless. We'll see you. Happy Valentine's.